welcome to HW News. Today marks the 19th day of Rajasthan political turmoil. The crisis in Rajasthan that began as a BJP allegedly trying to poach Congress MLAs turned into a power fight between Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and his former deputy Sachin Pilot. It reached to the party high command. From there it went to Rajasthan High Court, then to the Supreme Court, and now the buck stops at the doors of Raj Bhavan. After 19 days, the focus is on Rajasthan governor as the ball is in his court. Even after 2 weeks, Rajasthan politics continues to be in a limbo. With Sachin Pilot and 18 other MLAs of Congress party camped allegedly in Haryana under BJP government's protection, the questions have been raised over the stability of the Ashok Gehlot government. Now, Pilot himself has said that the Gehlot government is in minority. The disqualification bid of the party also seemed to be not working since the matter only tossed between the Supreme Court and the High Court, whereas the Pilot camp enjoyed the relief from the High Court. So the party finally decided to withdraw the Supreme Court petition on Monday. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and the Congress party then decided that Gehlot should prove the numbers on the floor. This way the crisis in the state will come to an end. This is what was also demanded by Sachin Pilot. As of now, Ashok Gehlot says that he has 104 MLAs with him who will support the Congress government. We have told you in the past videos the breakup of the 104 number support that the Congress party has in Rajasthan. But to conduct a floor test, assembly session has to be convened, and for that the governor's go-ahead is necessary. Now here is where the Gehlot versus governor face-off begins. On Friday, Ashok Gehlot met Governor Kalraj Mishra. A day before, a cabinet meeting was conducted to decide on the assembly session. The proposal to conduct a session was passed in the cabinet and it was sent to the governor for his green signal. However, the governor returned the proposal expressing his reservation. But the Congress MLAs staged a 5-hour-long dharna outside his residence, and then Mishra sought answers to his 6 questions from Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot. Congress ended the sit-in dharna following an assurance from the governor that he would abide by Article 174 of the Constitution, and after getting some clarification from the Chief Minister. The provision deals with the governor's role in summoning an assembly session. Now, after the MLAs dispersed, the governor sent a letter to Chief Minister Gehlot seeking clarification on the session. The missive included a query on why the government wanted the session summoned for a vote of confidence when it claimed it had a majority already. The cabinet, however, drafted a revised proposal and sent it to the governor for approval. Meanwhile, Gehlot accused the governor of sitting on a recommendation from the cabinet while the Congress MLAs wanted to establish that they were in majority. He also claimed that the governor was facing pressure from above, hinting at the involvement of the BJP government at the centre. On Monday, the Congress state units across the country staged protests outside Raj Bhavans in their state against the constitutional overreach by the governor. On Monday, Rajasthan governor returned the cabinet note asking for additional information. However, as per the reports, the governor did agree for convening an assembly session, but with some conditions. He said that the assembly session should be called after 21 days notice to all the MLAs. If the session is being called for trust vote, then the notice period can be reduced, but there has to be a notice period. Now imagine the Rajasthan crisis is already going on for 19 days and the governor is asking for 21-day notice for all the MLAs, which will take the entire crisis for up to 40 days. For 40 days, there will be no assembly session in Rajasthan. Well, the Rajasthan governor also asked 2 important questions. First question that he asked was, do you want a vote of confidence? If under any circumstances action is taken to obtain a vote of confidence, then it should be in the presence of the Principal Secretary of the Parliamentary Affairs Department and a video recording should be done. It should also be telecasted live. The second question that he said was, it should also be clarified that if the assembly session is called, how will social distancing be maintained? Is there any system in which 200 members and more than 1,000 officers and employees are not in danger of infection? If someone has an infection, how will it be prevented from spreading? Now, senior Congress leader P. Chidambaram slammed the governor's move and he hoped that President will intervene in the matter. He said, "It is settled law that the governor shall act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The governor has no discretion in this matter." The question that the Rajasthan governor had raised to stall the request were irrelevant and beyond his authority. Let us hear what Chidambaram said.
Governors appointed by the BJP since 2014 have repeatedly violated the letter and spirit of the Constitution of India. In the process, they have gravely impaired parliamentary democracy, its conventions and traditions. I may remind you that there are at least 3 landmark judgments of the courts when the governors concerned acted in gross violation of the Constitution in Arunachal Pradesh in 2016, in Uttarakhand in 2016, and in Karnataka in 2019. Despite these judgments and the statements of law, the governor of Rajasthan has stalled and continues to stall a perfectly valid request of the Council of Ministers of Rajasthan to convene a session of the Legislative Assembly. It is settled law that the governor shall act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The governor has no discretion, let me repeat, no discretion at all in the matter. The questions that the governor had raised to stall the request were irrelevant and beyond his authority. His current stand, that the law gives him a discretion to summon the assembly or not, is a complete distortion of the law declared by the courts. The fundamental basis of a parliamentary democracy is a functioning legislature. If the executive government wants the legislature to meet, it has the absolute right and authority to call a session. The governor is only a formal instrument, and I repeat, the governor is only a formal instrument to sign and issue the summons to the MLAs. Constitutional authorities function according to the law. There is a remedy. The Council of Ministers of the Centre, the Home Minister, the Prime Minister can send word to the governor, please call a session. Obviously, the President of India, the Rashtrapati, has the absolute authority to tell the governor what you're doing is wrong and please call a session. Now, I can only hope that the Rashtrapati will intervene in the matter and instruct the governor to call a session. If failing constitutional authorities, and I don't want to come to any premature conclusion at this stage, if failing the constitutional authorities, then I think one has to explore legal remedies. But that is for the lawyers advising Mr. Ashok Gehlot to tell him what to do. I'm sure they are looking into the matter after the governor's latest communication, asserting that he has a discretion in the matter. Let me repeat, he has no discretion in the matter. Who did the governor? The governor should consult the Advocate General of Rajasthan. Has he consulted the Advocate General of Rajasthan? Can he place before the public any written opinion given by any competent law officer suggesting that he has a discretion to convene or not to convene? I don't think anyone acquainted with the law will give him such an advice. The law is very clear. Just look at Nabam Revia's case, 2016, Volume 8, Supreme Court Cases, page 1, and please see paragraphs 162 to 167 and 276. The governor has no discretion in the matter.
Meanwhile, Ashok Gehlot demanded an intervention from President Ramnath Kovind. On the other hand, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot said that he has spoken to Prime Minister Narendra Modi regarding the attitude of the governor. At the same time, by sending an application to the President, he has said that the Governor is not approving to run the session, so President of India, Ramnath Kovind, should intervene in the matter. As per the latest update, the Cabinet has sent a third revised proposal to the Governor replying to all the questions that he raised. The Cabinet has sought an assembly session from July 31st, which is 3 days later. Now, will Governor accept this proposal or will he return the file once again? Now, let me remind you, he has already returned 2 files. So, will he return the third file also, or will he accept the proposal by the Gehlot Cabinet? That we have to see. Well, do let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in.
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.